Well, Babies was born about 3 months after my kids were born. I just went out and for breakfast one morning, and the night before I kind of reflected some and got maybe slightly emotional a little bit. I went out for breakfast by myself. I'd normally always go out and get breakfast and bring it home, but I brought it, I asked my wife, I said, do you care if I just eat it by myself and then bring it home for you? And I just wanted some time, kind of a way to think about some things. And I texted a good friend of mine, Scooter Caruso, who I co-wrote the song with him, and Lee Miller, and I just said, hey, I think I'm finally ready to write a song about my kids. And he wrote back and immediately he said, hey, I've already started on it. And it just took my breath away, not because I was excited, because I was afraid, because I had not talked to him about anything about the song, of what I wanted to say or the direction I wanted to go. It kind of scared me that he had already started, and so we agreed to meet the next day, and we sat down, and he literally had already crafted the first verse, and so it was just a matter of kind of completing the story. And Lee came in, and really, it was really important for me to write this song with those two people, because more so than anybody really else in town, they kind of know my story, what we've been through, and kind of been through some of the same issues themselves. So it was important to have them in the room, and it was a very simple song, and it is a very simple song, and there wasn't a whole lot of rocket science to it. It's just pretty much word for word our story, and just obviously a gift from God, just like my kids were. I told her that day that we had written a song, but I didn't play it for her until we were done recording it. And actually, I wasn't even meaning to then. She had found a copy of the record that I had taken home, and of course I laid it on the kitchen table, which was the worst mistake. And so she found it, and then she asked me if it was okay, and I was like, well, I mean, you've got it in your hand, like it's gonna be hard for me to stop. I wasn't in town, so it was I'm sure, emotional for her to hear. I mean, I know it was, but it was, I've always said, I think the more open and honest you are about things, obviously you get a lot of feedback, and people are, inspired by it, and they may have gone through the same things, but more so than anything, I think that it just helps you, just to kind of tell your story and everything you've been through. And, that was definitely one of many stories on the record that, were initially kind of tough to sing about, but obviously, like anything else, the more comfortable you get, the better you are at it.